Hi there. I'm Lori with Co-Creating Impact and itstimesunshine.com here with our good friend Christine. How are ya?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me back again. And this is amazing. I'm so excited to be here with you.
I'm so excited to have you. So, what are we going to talk about with regards to trauma today?
I thought we tackled the big F, and that is fear. Ooh. Go ahead and just breathe. Go ahead.
I'm breathing.
Ooh, I know. Doesn't it just make you go, like your whole body will seize up when I say fear? You're like, I don't want to talk about fear.
It's that survival mentality where we just go straight to, oh God, what's next?
Absolutely. And by the time I said fear, you thought of all the things that you were already fearing and anxious about, right? Like, so just breathe. It's going to be all right. We got this. We got this. So I thought, actually defining fear would be fantastic to start with, because so often it is the nameless things that we fear. It is the unknown, right? How much unknown do you have? And how can I undermine my ability to cope with it when it happens?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. And that's what trauma does. Trauma really undermines our ability to say that we can cope with things when they happen, and also not have to worry about all of the thousands of things that could possibly happen when we should be doing this. And then we should and we could all over ourselves all day.
Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I hate it.
Man, aren't those the worst? Like, they just drain the energy out.
So,
So,
how do we get past all that fear? What's our first step?
well, honestly, understanding that fear is a very unpleasant emotion caused by the belief. It's the belief of something, that someone or something is dangerous or can cause pain or threat to us. If that is not the indicator of, are you in pain and is it fear? I don't know what is. Like, is it the thought that something, and the belief that something is going to happen? And that's where the should, the woulds, the coulds, the possiblies, the buts, and the justs come in our sentencing, is because it's fear. We've been trained to say, I can do that. But if that happens, can I really do that? Or am I going to clam up? Am I going to freeze? Am I going to, what am I going to do? And so we build ourselves up to be safe and secure and stable. But come on, isn't it great when we just go, yeah, I'm afraid that is not likely to happen. And I'm okay and I'm safe.
And it's okay to tremor through it sometimes. Sometimes when we get somewhere or we know we have a passion about something and our voice shakes, or like for Clubhouse for me, I get up on stage and I'm like, I'm comfortable with the subject. I know what I want to say, but I got that tremor, and it's okay to be able to speak with the tremor because it will fade. Yes.
Yeah, and just having that pause when we hit a fear spot, that pause of just, I'm allowed to take a breath. I'm allowed to calm down. I'm allowed for my brain to hit all of the functioning that it's going to do, because our amygdala goes nuts. Our amygdala sends out cortisol and tons of stuff to us that go, ooh, right? But having the pause is the most powerful thing that I've been able to use in dealing with fear. Pause allows me to identify what's really happening versus the shouldas, the wouldas, the couldas, and allow me to say, well, how much is that possibility likely in reality? And is it a belief that's flexible?
Oh, flexible belief. I like that. I always typically am thinking, okay, what belief system do I need to to push aside and create a new belief system in order to better serve me? But I like that.
When we find that we're flexible in our thoughts and we're less black and white, that fear is not 100% possibility. It's going to diminish down, and you're going to go, well, wait a minute, that was kind of, oh, I know. And then it goes back to like, I remember why I was afraid of that. And you can trace it. And as trauma survivors, that's super important in your story. You know, coming back and saying, where are the areas of my fear that my beliefs were reinforced when that happened? And now my belief that I'm not capable of handling if something comes up, because that the body sensations are going to come in and the thoughts are going to rush and I'm going to have all the things that our bodies do because it's already sent out. Our bodies have already sent out the message. So it's our job to go, oh, okay, I'm just going to give it a minute. Just let me take time. I'm a priority and I can make a decision for me. That is a kick to fear's face right there. And establishing that also establishes your agency. Man, you want to see somebody light up. Give them agency and ability. Because that is so.
What do you mean by agency?
That means that where you are, believe that you are in control of your body, your emotions, your decisions. You have a decision-making skill and you can be an advocate for yourself against fear. What a game changer. What a game changer. And those mixed feelings of dread and reverence that we have when we come against fear really it's an opportunity for it to be turned into wonder and amazement and excitement and exploration and creativity.
You're describing a child's view here.
Yeah, right? I mean, how simple is fear if it's just invisible? You can play and you can go slay that dragon, right? And we can act that out and come up with new ways to do such a thing. And that is so powerful for our creative minds.
Yeah.
It actually activates different parts of our brain, and that's why we feel it when we get creative. And joy. It's so plausible and possible when we start looking at fear from different perspective.
God, I love that. And just, if we can just keep it simple and learn to breathe and understand it when it's coming, rising up, bubbling, as I like to say, I'm bubbling. Oh, I can feel it right before it comes on. Oh, right before I hit that microphone. I'm breathing.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And how often do our words get stuck in right at our throat level where we are really in fear and we're unable to voice that because maybe one time that the bad things did happen, we weren't able to be an advocate for ourselves. And getting through that and starting to verbalize what it is and what is the fear really takes the secrecy out of the things that happens. And that is part of just being able to change the likelihood of that thing happening again.
I'm sorry.
And addressing the likelihood of that.
What steps do you typically like to take in order to get to the place where you felt comfortable telling your truth and being able to express what has happened to you?
And thank you for asking me that question. That is so important because the steps were first, finding the word safe. What does safe mean? That is also a 4-letter word, just like fear. And safe for trauma survivors looks very different depending on some of the responses that we've created as a result of that. And my responses were I just like to fawn. And I was like, hello, everybody, I'm fine. Pay no attention to me. Yeah, it's perfect. I'm great. Thank you. And then the perfection performance would come out. And then my little ADHD brain was like, tap dance, you know.
Let's go out. Yeah.
Yeah, throw the glitter. Make the animal balloons. But I really wanted to people please. And my people pleasing really slowed down when my people got smaller and they got safer and the other people that hurt me were no longer safe and I broke those ties. And that was a hard, that is not an easy step in 1,000 ways. There are a million things. So credit to where credit is due. If you can break the ties, great. Sometimes they break for you. And when I found safe for me, that was when my shift really happened. And when I got educated on what does that look like, what is possible in safe for me, and then I explored it. Then I found education in terms that told me, oh, wow, that is a thing. That's a real thing over there. Like, you got a thing.
And I'm not alone.
Right. And there's no one else that is going to be able to tell you differently and dismiss you, because there are an army of people with you. And that really shifted fear for me, and also allowing myself to be a priority again in my life, with no exceptions other than emergencies. I am the priority again in my life, where I am accountable for my attunement to others. I am accountable in my authenticity and my integrity, which is something I had to really work hard to get back on this road to recovery. Those are so important for my self-worth, my self-confidence, and then my ability to play. Because life is really about play after we get to safe, right? And then we can figure out security and stability. But you got to bring all the things in and kind of take the power away from fear and just pause and let it all come back online. And that is just a shift for so many people, is in the pause.
Those steps are beautiful. You are amazing. I relate so much to everything you just said. And I think that's why you're doing so well with what you're doing, and you're getting a website out there. And I just applaud you. What else do we have to talk about with fear, around fear today?
Well, let's think about how much fear is the anxiety. Fear is not just fear. Fear is not just an emotion. Fear also leads into the anxiety of ourselves. And I don't know about you, but my anxiety sounds exactly like me in my head. It doesn't sound like my inner critic. It sounds like me saying, well, I have to. You have to do this. You should do this. And we don't have enough time, and hurry. And it's all going to fall apart. And the world's going to end if you don't do this one thing and right now. How did I just get in your head, right?
Yeah.
So putting off or thinking about it and giving it the pause to calm down, and you having the agency to say, hold up, wait. I'm going to pause for a minute. And if you still have that opinion, we can discuss it, but I'm not going to jump anymore. And not jumping into the busyness of our anxiety is huge. Because our anxiety keeps us busy, right? Our anxiety is the thing that's, if I don't do this, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to be the same thing that happened anyway, regardless. So you have the right to make yourself a priority, give yourself a pause, and also shift the conversation in the anxiety. And I'm not saying it's that easy. Most people have a very medical condition when it comes to anxiety, rejection sensitivity, dysphoria. So it's not that easy. But if you can have the tools to help those things, like medications and therapies and journaling and meditations, all of it, bring it all to the table, it really comes down to the fear underneath it. It's the feeling of, what? Oh, I'm scared. I'm going to die. No, just breathe. Just pause it out. Know that you are you. Right. It's going to be okay. It's going to change. It's fine. So, and it's okay not to be okay too.
Yep. And it's okay to not be okay, but it's also okay. It's one of those things I heard, and I continue to, I relate so much to it, is that when people feel like the other shoe's going to drop, to get to the point where you don't feel like that anymore. And that's all related to the anxiety and the fear and all of it. It's just all related. And yeah, and self-care, I think this is the year that everybody is into the self-love and self-care, and it looks differently for everybody, but it's more than just the petties and manis, which is great if you can get there and do that. But a lot of times it's about being able to breathe. Do you have any final words, my friend?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for sharing your intention and your purpose and passion with all of us. And I'm so happy you are. So thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Christine. Have a fantastic day.